Well, it was a game that, coming into the game, we had a ton of respect for St. John's, knowing that in both contests this year, it was nip and tuck. They could have beat us at Cintas, they could have beat us at Carneseca. I know that got the attention of our guys, and they've got some talented players. And I'm sure that the quick turnaround for those guys didn't help. I thought in the first and second half, we defended our tails off. I thought we were really locked in, tried to keep Shamari out of the lane as best as we could. I had really good backside coverage on whoever was rolling for St. John's. And offensively, I thought we did a really good job. We had 5 turnovers at half. We just missed a normal amount of shots around the basket. I just told those guys, hey, can't control sometimes when shots go in, but what you can control is your effort on the offensive glass. And when we got a couple to pop in the second half on the offensive end and kept up our defensive intensity, that's where we gained the separation. So it's not easy to beat St. John's on their home floor, but we did, and hopefully we'll be ready to go tomorrow night against the winner of Creighton or Providence.
Raise your hand for questions, please. We'll get a microphone to you. Over there on the right, go ahead.
Coach, the game was pretty much in hand at that point, but was it frustrating to see some of your players, pointing 3-pointers with such a big lead, not using much of the clock up, or errant passes without not using much of the clock up in the final minutes?
Well, I mean, we want to certainly get the most out of the possessions, but I think I have a very experienced group, guys that for the most part make the right decision. And if you're going to press, you essentially get a free press if you're not willing to attack. And I think, it wasn't a 7-point lead, it was a 15, 16-point lead, and we're gonna keep our foot on the gas pedal. And Trey on the one in front of our bench was right on. He looked at me afterwards and said, Coach, we'll get good ones next time down the floor, and we did that. So no, I don't have any bad feeling about how we executed down the stretch.
In front, Pat.
Chris, how would you say, what was the key to taking Shamori out of the game as you guys did until pretty much the game was in hand?
I mean, it's tough. I'll be honest, he'll make some contested shots that can zap your confidence defensively at times. But fortunately he missed some of those. We made him use the ball screen rather than reject it. And again, I think our guys on the backside did a really good job of limiting his options. The roll man, the skip pass. But it starts with really good communication from our 5-man, so that they know the ball screen's coming and which direction, and then trying to corral them as best we could. And I thought our guys did a terrific job of that tonight.
Second row right here on the right.
Trayvon, you've obviously gotten a lot of attention on a national level this year, but how motivated are you to prove that you're one of the best in the country on this stage and then in weeks ahead?
Necessarily prove. I'm not. I don't think I'm really, trying to prove something. It's just my confidence. It's just how I feel. I feel like, who I am is who I am, and my biggest thing is just trying to come down here, and that's just trying to win one goal, and that's just trying to win a Big East championship. And that's just me playing my hardest for my team, making sacrifices for my teams, and if my work that I do for the team comes out and says that, hey, Trayvon's proven himself, and so be it. But I don't think necessarily I'm really trying to prove myself, just trying to come down here and just win games.
Right here in the middle.
Points off turnovers, one of the strengths of the St. John's team. You guys held them to only 2 points in that part of the game. What went into that aspect for you guys, stopping them from scoring?
I just think we were locked in. We knew that Justin Simon and Shamari Pons, they used a lot of ball screens and they really wanted to make a lot of plays. And I think our guards did a good job, executing that, taking them out the game a little bit, staying in tune to the game plan, knowing what we're supposed to do on ball screens, and kind of taking them out the game a little bit kind of worked for us.
In front, Dana.
Chris, just what happened in that post-game handshake line there?
I'm not going to throw anybody on the bus. There's a couple guys didn't want to shake hands, but it was quickly squelched. Let's concentrate on and worry about the game.
I want to go over here, Dan. Right here.
For the players, just how much of the focus is coming here, proving you're one of the best in the Big East, that you can beat Villanova and can do it when it really matters the most?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the beginning of the question.
Just how much is it coming here to focus to maybe hopefully beat Villanova when it matters the most?
Our focus isn't really on Villanova right now. We got to take it one game at a time. So as of right now, we're just focused on winning the next game?
All the way in the back, John.
Yeah, Coach, could you talk about McCure played a great all-around game. Could you talk about his passing? He seems not only to make the right pass, but he's hit people right in the shooting pocket constantly.
Yeah, JP, and I said this when I got asked a question about him not necessarily being on the first or second team all-league. And again, it's a terrific league. There's some great players, so it's no slight if you don't make an all-conference team. But I think so many of the things that he does very well don't necessarily resonate or show in the box score. Certainly he might get an assist, but again, is the guy catching his shooting pocket or is he catching it at his toes? He also makes those plays where he just seems to maybe deflect a pass that one of his teammates gets credit for the steal, but he was the guy that was sort of the instigator in that. And he does a lot of things, whether it's set screens, he plays multiple positions, as do a lot of our guys. And, you know, he's got Win first, JP second, and he's not alone. We have a lot of players like that in our locker room, all of them.
Second row, Ava.
Chris, obviously, knowing there's a lot of postseason left to play, but is the success that you've had at Xavier this year with the record and the first regular season title, is that kind of the hilltop for you, just being able to reach that level at Xavier, especially being a Xavier guy?
I don't look at it as my success. You know, I don't. We can run some really good plays, and if Trey goes 0 for 11, those plays don't look really good. And if Kaiser doesn't have great energy to go to the glass and get some offensive rebounds, you know, we all don't look very good. The thing I love about our team is the connectivity we have, the togetherness that we play with, and we're playing some really, really good teams. So, you know, the mountaintop for us was winning the Big East regular season championship, and now we got hopefully some more mountains to climb.
Middle, Spencer.
Hey, Coach, great job. I just want to know, seriously, how much focus goes into developing a game plan, knowing you're up against a team that played 19 hours earlier, and rotating your players in and trying to run as much against them to make fatigue a factor in the game?
Yeah, you know, I didn't tell it to these guys. I didn't want to put any negativity in their heads. I felt like I felt no. I know you're on. I felt like if there was any team in the conference that didn't necessarily weren't necessarily going to get tired, it'd probably be St. John's. I mean, all those guys play 36, 37 minutes. They're athletic. You know, they're not. Sorry, Matt. They're not huffing and puffing up and down like Stainbrook. A couple of years ago, blew it as a freshman. But we knew. It's hard because we didn't know who we were playing. You know, the guy that had the scout for my staff didn't come over and watch the game because we thought by the time he would get back to the hotel and get ready to present, 11:30. What kind of advantage is that? So we had it live scouted by another assistant. But St. John's for us is simple in the fact that take care of the ball, which we didn't do really well the first two games. I think we had, 7 turnovers tonight? I mean, to do that on their floor, that was the biggest thing of keeping them out of transition with our turnovers and tough shots. And we did that, and I think that's one of the reasons the outcome is what it was.
We're doing 2 more, David.
Did it well, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach, how did you feel about Trayvon shooting tonight? Or today, I'm sorry.
I liked it. I like it almost every night.
Last question, Dana.
Chris, I know there's a lot of basketball left to be played, but there's a chance that we could get 2 1-seeds out of this league. Considering where it started from and people questioning whether it could last, what does it say about just how talented this league can possibly be?
It says a lot. You know, we had 70% of our league make the NCAA tournament a year ago. You know, so often they talk about how many teams get in. Well, you know, we have a smaller pool of teams, and this year's been a dogfight. You know, we certainly came on the right end of a couple one-possession games, but I'm not smart enough and haven't been in this position enough to know like 1 seed, 2 seed. I think these guys are also very cognizant of the fact that when we were an 11 seed, they added an extra 1, and it didn't matter a year ago. So you gotta go out there and play with desperation and want the game more, and hopefully we continue that ride here as we play on in March.
Xavier, thank you.